Well, we're going live early. We are live with the challenge, and we are going early. So, as people are joining, I'm glad to see some people joining. Man, Nathaniel Coons has joined us, ladies and gentlemen. The Nathaniel Coons is on the IG Live. That's a pretty big deal. That's a really big deal. As we're getting like the people gathered in and the crowd and stuff like that, it's day 3, and just so you know, I haven't seen as many posts today from you guys, which means that it's the middle of the challenge. It's the middle of the week. This is where you have to kind of persevere. Some of the new is worn off of this thing, and yesterday we talked about being faithful with the little things right in front of you. And so doing this 5-day challenge, all the things, all the work, going the distance is one of those faithful things, little things that you can do. And if you'll do this whole week, I really do think this is going to set you up to live on mission, to live for God's glory this school year. So, man, don't lose heart. Don't give up. Keep doing the things. That's a huge deal. It really is. And so this is the middle of it. We're really past the halfway point now, and 2 more days after this one. But we went a little bit early tonight because I wanted to kind of bring some of that momentum back. Hopefully, I'm gonna give you some challenges to post some stuff after this video ends tonight. So hopefully you'll be able to join in with that and get this thing back going a little bit. So, first of all, while you're joining in right now, tell me where you go to school. Like what school do you go to? Part of the country. I know most of you guys are from Texas. If you're not from Texas, let me know that, of course. So definitely like to know where you're tuning in from. But if you're in Texas, where do you go to school? Go ahead and comment so I can see where you're at. And bonus points if you tell me your high school mascot. I'm always intrigued about high school mascots. So Jeff, man, the ambassador, the Jeff Joseph Mutu Kinkombe ambassador is on this thing. This is crazy. Like, he says he's tuning in from the Congo, but I think he's really probably in Fort Worth. But hey, we'll give you credit for the Congo, especially if you tell us what the mascot is over there. Rockwall High School, I've heard of that one. I've definitely heard of the jacket fight that never dies. So I'm glad to see you guys. Yes, Rockwall, DBU, Patriots are represented. Gwen, I was talking to Jake earlier, and I'm glad you've represented the Stacks family this week in the challenge. We've been looking for him, but we're glad that we got Gwen. Sammy, also known as Jimmy from UMHB with the big crew down in Belton, Texas. It's good to have you guys here for sure. Charter school in Katy, Texas. Charter school. That's the worst name for a school I've ever heard, Rebecca. So, you just don't want to type the whole name, or what? You just want me to just call it the charter school? That's all right. That's fine. Breckenridge High School, and yes, the Buckaroos. That's a cool mascot out in Breckenridge. Those Buckaroos are dangerous, that's for sure. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're checking in. Everybody, that's Breckenridge, Texas, by the way, not Colorado. Avery gets that all the time, so don't ask her. Mo, what's the name of the private school? Southeast New Mexico. Southeast New Mexico. I don't know what that looks like. You're on top of El Paso. Where are you? If you're just joining, we see you. We're trying to figure out what high school you go to, or what college you go to, what school you go to, high school, college, middle school, charter school, whatever. Yep. And if you already participated, you already told us where you go to school, I want to know now what you do at your school besides go to class. And if that's all you do, that's fine. But I want to know, like, are you into sports, and what sports do you play? What are you in the band? What instrument? Are you in the marching band? Like, what do you do? Choir, theater? You in a chess club? What do you have some kind of competitive thing going on at your school? I don't know about it. Like DBU, I know that spike ball's huge out there. Maybe I don't know. My friends out at Stephenville showed me this game one time. Throw burrito. Maybe you're in a competitive throw burrito league. That could be a deal. I don't know, but like, tell me what you do at your school. Besides go to class. And don't say, like, I'm not talking about just hanging out with my friends, but like, what kind of activities are you involved in? What kind of stuff do you do at your school? Dance, I didn't think about dance. You could be on the drill team, or you could be in a dance club. Hopefully, you're not just talking about like we just go dancing or whatever, but like something that's part of the school. And some of you guys may be homeschooled, which is awesome. But you probably don't just do class. So what are something else? What's something else that you're involved in if you go to homeschool? What is that look like? Yeah, this was me during quarantine, Coons, the whole time. I have so many videos saved in Google Photos of just me talking. Just fun, just acting like people were listening. That's pretty much what I've done for almost, I don't know how many years, 20-something years, just talked and act like people were listening. Seems like a good plan. Sammy, student ambassador, direct shows in an org called Stunt Night. I don't really know what those things are, but those are cool. Those sound good. Sounds like student ambassador is that really what it's called? You just like, you read the devotional and you know where this is going. That's really cool. Man, like, I don't know what it is about Wednesday, but Wednesday seems to be celebrity night. Like, we have the ambassador from Congo. We have Nathaniel Coons. I saw Gwen Stacks on here, and Jamie Lee Gainey just joined. Cultivating intentionality. I mean, I guess this fit into her intentional schedule for us to join, since we did a little bit earlier tonight. But yeah, man, it's good to see you guys, and it's good to kind of know where you're all coming from, and school wise, some of your activities, like hearing some of those kinds of things. That's always great. So, Dub, did you want to say hi? Yeah. Dub's been wanting to say hi so bad. There you go. Sammy, we knew you were a poster boy for UMHB. We knew that would happen before you even went down there. So here's what I'm going to talk about tonight. This is where we're kind of turning the corner. First day of the challenge, we talked about this idea that we need to look back and reflect on what God has done, what God has taught us this summer. You guys were at M3 camp, you were at Super Summer, you were at Dwell, you were at church camp. All the different kinds of things, these experiences, they kind of fuel us forward. If we don't walk away from it, we don't forget it. We need to choose to actively remember the faithfulness of God. And then we talked about being faithful in the little things right in front of us. Now we're really starting to talk about missions, and we're starting to get to the discussion about missions. And so it starts with us understanding that God has already placed you in a mission field. And the Bible calls that being an ambassador, that you are his representative, that he's placed you in a place where you can represent him, live on mission, share the gospel with people that are around you all the time. So the question is, where is that? And the way that you answer that question is you just start to see your life differently. You start to see the things in your life not as circumstantial or accidental or anything like that, but you start to see the things in your life as God sending you specifically, because he's called all of us to live on mission, and God has sent you into a mission field. So where you go to school, where you live, the community that you're in, all those things that's a picture of God's mission field. He put you in that school. It's not by accident that you go to that school. It's not by chance that you go to that particular school, that is the mission field that God puts you in, whether it's the college you chose to go to or the high school that just you live in that town, so that's where you go. You can see it that way, but really, like, if you understand what God is teaching us in his word and you understand that passage that we read in our devotional this morning, God placed you there. And then you take this huge school, or whatever size school it is that you go to, and you shrink it down and you say, okay, so what am I involved in at this school? And maybe it's just class. Maybe it's like I go to English class, and I know my kids just got their schedule. I think they just saw them today. And so you look at their schedule and they can see how their schedule, you can see how your schedule came together and came together and fell in place. And you can go, well, that's okay, yeah, that worked out. I have this class this hour and this class this hour because of that elective or whatever. You can see it all as circumstantial, or you can see it as here's what God is doing. He is sending you into a mission field. He is placing you where he wants you to represent him. And so he puts you in that class at that time because there's going to be some people that are sitting around you in that class. You look around and man, that's where he wants you to represent him. And then you start talking about activities you're involved in. If you're in the band, or you're in a choir, you're in a dance team, a drill team, whatever, you're a cheerleader, you're into sports, you're into some kind of club, there's some kind of activity, group, club, your squad that you're a part of. And there's a lot of reasons that you could say that you're a part of that, right? Like you could say, well, I'm part of this because I like this, I enjoy it, I'm good at it, I have a talent here, I've always kind of done it, have a passion. I became interested, so I decided to check it out. All those things are true. But when you look at the Bible, what it says is that God has placed us where he wants us to be his ambassadors. And so he gave you a passion, or he gave you an interest, or he gave you a talent, or he gave you a desire to play an instrument or play a sport or be a part of this club or this activity. That's what we're talking about. Like, where is your mission field? Where has God placed you on mission as his ambassador? And you just look around and go, oh, it's here. This is a circle that he put me in. I've got a circle where I have some influence. There's some people that I'm connected to because of common passion, a common talent, common interest, whatever it is. Like, there's these circles of influence all around you all the time that you're a part of. And you may be a part of several different circles depending upon how active you are and how big your school is, all those different kinds of things. You can have a lot of different circles. And God has placed you as his ambassador in that situation. And so you begin to see that life on mission really starts with this understanding of he sent me into a mission field. I'm already, right now, I'm in a mission field that God wanted me to be in. He put me in this mission field. And so you got to identify it. Start thinking that way. Start seeing it that way. Start praying. We're going to talk a whole lot about prayer tomorrow, and we're going to challenge you tomorrow to do a prayer walk, just so you know. But you start praying for opportunities in those circles of influence. Here's this group of people. And I need to be on mission here. I need to be his ambassador here. And you start praying. God will open up doors for conversations. And you say, maybe that conversation is just you inviting someone to church or to the Bible study or to the student ministry that you're a part of. You invite them. And that could be the conversation starter that you need. That could be the first step, the faithful and little things of you being an ambassador where he has called you to be his ambassador. And so you start to see it differently, and then you start to take action in those circles and begin to say, yes, I'm here not by chance, not by accident, not anything like that, but I'm here because God placed me as his ambassador here, and I'm representing him here. And so you've been sent. And so I would love to hear from you. We haven't seen, like I said, we haven't seen a lot of posts today. I would love to hear from you where your mission field is. Like, who is your squad that God has sent you to be on mission? What does that squad look like? And so, all right, let me stop here and let me do this. I'm gonna give you 2 specific post challenges because here's what you guys have done, and it's been great. The first couple of days I've seen posts of like, your Bible open, and you got your journal and your notes, and some of you guys got some colored pens and markers like I ain't ever seen. It's really, really cool, all the colored markers. And that's great. I love it. I love the creativity, the designs of all this stuff. Seeing that you're in God's Word is huge. But I'm going to take it in a different direction tonight. I want to see, I would love to see you post a picture of you doing what it is that you do other than take class. So if you're in the band, I want to see a marching band picture, or you playing that instrument. If you're involved in sport, I want to see you in uniform, right? I would love to see you post a picture of you. Maybe it's you, just not just you, but it's you with your squad. It's you with the whole cheerleading gang. It's you with the whole team. It's you with the club. It's whatever. But like, post a picture. Use that challenge hashtag IGoChallenge21 so we can see it. I'd love for you to tag IGoGlobal, because we want to pray for you as you are on mission in those circles of influence. And so that would be one way you can respond to today's challenge and still get credit for posting. Remember, somebody who posts all 5 days of the challenge is eligible for the prizes, and they're good, man, I promise. So post a picture of you doing what you do, band, club, choir, whatever. Post one of those pictures. If you're in college now and you're not doing sports and stuff like that, but you post a picture from you back in high school, or you want to post a picture of Jake playing football back in the day, like, that would be cool too. Like, I want to see those kinds of posts of here's my squad, here's what I do, here's my mission field, as a part of you understanding where this challenge is taking you. The other thing is, I still would love to see, I know you even haven't had time yet to make one of those rocks of remembrance that we talked about, that you take a rock and paint on it, or draw something, or make a verse that helps you reflect on the summer. And I haven't seen a whole lot of posts for that, so that'd be another thing you could do if you don't have a good picture of you running cross country or whatever, or when you run cross country you make faces like you're in pain, which would make sense. Then post your rock of remembrance. So if you haven't got a chance to do that, maybe you have some time this evening to do that, and you can post it tonight. We would love to see that. And when you post it, we're seeing it. We can pray for you. We can encourage you, but you're also showing other people what God is doing and what you're learning. And that's a really cool thing. I know somebody who jumped on this challenge this week who hadn't any idea about it, had never heard of IGO, and didn't know this was even going on until she saw her friend post something on her story about it, and was like, what is that? I don't know if they even talked about it, but she came over, jumped on the challenge, and has been really, really involved and loving it. So you're encouraging someone else when you post. You're spreading this message that we are on mission when you post. So post a picture of you with your squad, or you doing what you do when you're at school, that activity. Or post that rock of remembrance, and let's embrace our role, our God-given missional role as His ambassadors, right here, right where we are, right in front of us. Day 4 tomorrow, we're going to talk about prayer. Prayer's the work. Be thinking now. There's a challenge coming with day 4, and it doesn't have to be done on day 4, but it's going to be done soon, like where you doing a prayer walk around your school campus. And so that's really not a solo activity. That's like you organizing and getting some friends involved, and that'll be in the devotional. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But for tonight, let's embrace our role as His ambassador. Guys, thanks so much for joining. It was good to have you. Anybody got any questions or comments? I hesitate to shut it down just now because I see that Austin just joined, and he always has a comment. He always does. He's probably driving, though, so he shouldn't even be on here. But, you tell him. Yep. Anybody? Anybody else? Last chance to tell me what school you go to, what your mascot is, and what you're involved in. And if you don't tell me here, then I'll just wait for you to post it later so I can see your squad. I want to see somebody with one of those band hats, with the feather coming out the top and all the craziness. And I want to see somebody doing that. Like, that would be cool. Yeah. Coons, I saw some great pictures of you. If you're even still on here, I saw some amazing pictures of you this summer with that saxophone, that'd be a good one. That would represent Rock Hill very well, and Brownsboro I'd represent very good. Molate, I make coffee for students. Man, you can send me some coffee, and yeah, that's really cool. Warrior mascot. Yeah. Yeah, send me a picture of you making coffee. That's what you do, and that's a cool thing. We would love to know where you are already sent as God's missionary ambassador, so that we can pray for you. So post those tonight. I can't wait to see them. We will share them if you post them and tag us. And yeah, let's keep this thing going, guys. Day 3, almost done. 2 more days. And then the whole school year to live on mission. All right. See y'all.